Continuing on from the previous videos, we will be adding the delete functionality to your application. Once again, we're using the CRUD architecture pattern, create, read, update, and delete. We are reading the file. We will create a new item that adds it to the list, and then we also now have a delete button. If I click on the delete, it does delete the appropriate item based off of the key. And bread. So if I wanted to delete the milk, it will delete the appropriate item. Let's take a look at the JS file. In order to add the delete functionality, we will need to have two parts, the application itself and then also the item. We will need to add a button to the list item itself. This will allow us to delete the option from the list. On the list item.js component, I added a button. I added also a method called onClick. I set that equal to props and then a method name of delete me. I will be calling that in my app.js file in order to delete the right item. Back to the app.js file. In order to add the delete functionality, we need to go ahead and create a function and then also have it attached to the form. We will need to create a delete function on the app.js file. Right below the add function, I will create a remove function. I will give it a name of remove name. I will use the key as the parameter. In this function, I will say this.state.glist.splice. This will allow us to use the splice method to remove one item from the glist array. If you're unfamiliar with the splice method, make sure that you look that up now. You will have two properties, a key and then the item of 1. This will remove 1 from that actual element. Next, we will need to update the state. We could say this.setState glist equals this.setState glist. This will allow us to update the original state. The last part to get this to function correctly would be to add this to the loop itself. If you remember, within the render, we have a loop. It is going through and grabbing the items based off of the key and the value. We need to go ahead and add the delete me function from the props. That would be from this element here, props.delete me. We will add the method name of delete me, set that equal to the function of this.remove name based off of the I, or the integer, or index, however you choose to use the I. Once you add this in, that will create the functionality that will allow us to use the remove name function. If everything works correctly, you should be able to remove the item based off of the delete button.